Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency market today as Bitcoin broke our major support at 56,500, where we have the previous weekly open yesterday, and came down to test the 100 period moving average at 53,100 US dollars. And you can see right now we're seeing sideways price action in between the 50 period moving average on the daily chart and the 100 period moving average just below the previous weekly open at 56,500. But more importantly, we are still seeing strength with altcoins. And when we look at Cardano up over 6% in the last 24 hours, we are coming up to test a major resistance level right now, which was the previous high in February. And if this Cardano to Bitcoin chart breaks out from 3,198 Satoshis, there is a potential breakout for the Cardano to US dollar chart to new all-time highs. And it's not just Cardano. We're also seeing strength with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart already showing 4 daily candles in green above the major resistance of 65,000 Satoshis. And if you were to ask me how Cardano looks compared to what Ethereum is doing right now, it's almost as if Cardano is where Ethereum was here around the end of April when we came and we had just tested this previous high here that Ethereum made in February. And so there is a massive potential for Cardano to potentially follow Ethereum's path and even seeing more upside because it has a smaller market cap. We have a lot to look at today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Obeidi. If you appreciate this content, remember to smash the like button. We're also going to talk about the S&P 500 right now, falling down below the previous weekly open, down over 1%, which is a pretty big deal for traditional markets. And I'm going to talk about how this could impact Bitcoin because you can see we do have this 50 period moving average as a potential target. And if we continue to see downside in traditional markets, we all know what happened to Bitcoin in March 2020 when we saw the traditional markets come down. And so we want to monitor what's happening right now in the micro timeframes. And notice how we did break this major support level here where we had confluence with this previous weekly open at 56,500. And I told you guys, if that broke yesterday, it opens the door to come down to this $49,700 level. And that is still a valid thesis, especially if we maintain price action below 56,500, then 49,700 comes back into the equation. And some people are asking me, well, Naeem, do you think we'll see even further downside from that? I think the $49,700 level is going to be an extremely strong level for now. Until we start to see price action at these lower levels, we're not going to assume further downside, but just realize that Bitcoin is at a critical point and other markets are making their move and making decisive decisions. And I expect Bitcoin to do the same thing here soon, especially right now. We're testing not just this previous weekly open, but also this market structural support level. And so if this is the trick, trap, and frustrate crew coming in and faking the bears out and are going to bring Bitcoin back to the upside, they need to get above 56,500 at this point. If we get above 56,500, then there is a path with light at the end of the tunnel in the short term for Bitcoin. But for now, we have to be the umpire and look at the chart how it is. And if we address the volume, we're still showing low volume. So we know the path of least resistance is sideways to a little bit higher. And the game that we're playing right now is between the $58,300 and $49,700 level. Because if we look at this weekly candle that we've been monitoring, which was the Elon Musk pump high, notice how 58,300 was the high of this candle. So any price action below this keeps this full body of this candle as open field for us to play in. And so right now we're playing the game between the $58,300 level and the $49,700 level. And you always want to know what your field looks like when you're trading. And so that's the channel that we're in. And so the sideways path could potentially bring us down to that $50,000 level. We just want to keep that in mind if the bulls are not able to recapture 56,500. But outside of that, we're seeing the decoupling effect that we talked about with Ethereum and some other altcoins over the last 90 days. If you look at some of the titles of my videos from 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, Ethereum decoupling from Bitcoin, we're seeing extreme amounts of strength here. Don't be surprised if we start to see sideways price action or even any sort of price action back down to that $3,000 level, because we really just rushed through 3,000 into 4,000. However, all of that is going to be really determined by how this Ethereum to Bitcoin chart plays out. If this daily candle crosses the previous daily candle high right now, which is sitting at 73,300 Satoshis, then there is a potential we see continued upside for the Ethereum to US dollar price. But we need to look at all of the puzzle pieces on the table today. And there's a lot of puzzle pieces on the table when we look at traditional markets. So let's talk about the total cryptocurrency market cap chart for now. Ethereum has already seen so much upside. Even if it does show any sideways price action or a pullback, it's not a big deal. The real question is, what's the next altcoin that's going to follow Ethereum's path? Of course, Cardano being the competitor of Ethereum. We want to monitor Cardano's price, which we'll look at in just a sec. But the total cryptocurrency market cap giving us a puzzle piece here where we're below the weekly open currently, testing this major level at $2.259 trillion in market cap. Remember what I told you guys yesterday. The big level for me is going to be the monthly open at 2.15 trillion. If we stay above that, I think we could still see continued upside for altcoins and the total cryptocurrency market cap. And when we look at others' dominance, there are some slight puzzle pieces that we need to bring to the forefront here, and one of those puzzle pieces is the fact that ever since we started altcoin season, we were above this 50-period moving average. We had never tested it. We came down quickly to test it once here at the start of May, came right back above, but now we're back here at this 50-period moving average, knocking on the door for a second time. And so if we fall below this and we start to head towards the 13% big even with others' dominance, then we could potentially expect a retest of this major resistance that dates back to 2017, and that would be garden variety market behavior to see a pullback. And remember, others' dominance does factor in Ethereum. And so are the charts telling us that Ethereum is losing a little bit of momentum and it might be smart to look at other altcoins? Who knows? We look at Cardano. Notice here how we're bullishly testing this weekly open on the daily candle right now. On the 4-hour chart, we're seeing rising buy pressure, a lot of buy volume in comparison to the sell pressure. And right now you can see with the Cardano to Bitcoin chart, which is always the chart we want to watch when we're assuming price action for the US dollar trade, you can see a bullish retest coming up to test that 3,198 Satoshi level, which was this previous high. Remember when Ethereum tested this at the end of January, and then it broke out to new all-time highs? Well, it looks like there could be a potential breakout here for Cardano. If we break 3,100 or 3,198 Satoshis released at 3,200 Satoshi level, there is a potential target of up to 45% to the 4,600 Satoshi level, and that would translate to the US dollar price as well. So very interesting to monitor altcoins. If you guys want me to look at more altcoins, comment the altcoins down in the comments below, and I'll also enter you into a giveaway to win Principles by Ray Dalio, one of my favorite books on investing. Just remember to also share the video with your family and friends. And then let's look at traditional markets. We have to address what's happening here with traditional markets today. And notice how this DXY right now is still showing weakness. We are below this 100-period moving average, and when we look at the weekly chart, we're also below the 20-week moving average. And I like to call the 20-week moving average home base. If you're in a bullish trend, you want to stay above the 20-week moving average like we did here with the DXY, and we continued up. Right now, we're back below this 20-week moving average. And if the DXY starts to see a lot of weakness, that could also affect traditional markets in a negative way. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. So as much as there's a correlation, you also want to ensure that if you're going to see strength with US equities, the US dollar is at least relatively stable. But if it's trending down, losing value in a fast pace, then that affects asset prices as well negatively, especially ones that are based in the US, which the biggest traditional markets are based in the US. And we know the US traditional markets do affect the cryptocurrency markets because we're seeing the institutional pump because of these large institutions. And so we have to think like an institution. And you guys know I've always talked about that. And now that we're seeing weakness here, the S&P 500 following the path that we've been predicting below this previous weekly open at 41.81, it almost looks like we want to come down to test the 4,000 big even when we look at the E-mini futures contract, or the 400 if you're looking at SPY. And the reason I say that is the Japanese traditional markets, the largest international market, has already come down to that 50-period moving average. And so we just want to monitor this right now because this could allow Bitcoin to come down to the lower range of that channel, to that $49,700 level. And I know I'm sweating today. I just worked out and I'm wearing a jacket. Unfortunately, I probably should take the jacket off, but the video's already started. I just wanted to mention that. And then when we look at what's happening here to gold, notice here how we're still seeing strength. We have this bullish tail that indicates institutions are hedging away from assets like stocks and bonds into commodities, and we're continuing to see that trend. And then the gold to Bitcoin chart that we've been watching is maintaining price action above this 50-period moving average. So that is a puzzle piece on the table. The fact that we're seeing weakness with the S&P 500 right now, it just brings another level of risk when trading the cryptocurrency markets, because we know that all markets have correlations. And so the fact of the matter is the print so far with Bitcoin is it's below the previous weekly open, the monthly open, and the weekly open. And if it stays below that, then that is a sign of weakness, and it could still be going sideways and allowing altcoins to see further highs. However, it would be a positive thing for Bitcoin to maintain 49,700 and consolidate between 58,300 and 49,700, but then eventually see upside. So that would be like the most preferred scenario, which isn't bearish, but it does assume that in the short and medium term, we could see some downside. So I know this video is everywhere, but there's a lot of things changing and transitioning in the markets today specifically. And once again, turnaround Tuesday, we talked about that, and the S&P 500 down over 1%. So let's see how it closes. Let's see how the week plays out. For those tuned into the Cypress channel, you know I always got your back, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I couldn't do this without you. I want to give away one of my favorite books on investing, Principles by Ray Dalio. Comment below and share this video. Let's go ahead and pick a winner from our video yesterday, and we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. And by the way, guys, check out our Instagram. It's instagram.com/Traders Profit Club. We are posting a lot of amazing content, and I'd love for you guys to follow the page. We'll also do book giveaways on this page. You can see we have some really cool videos here. Elon Musk in New York City with his Cybertruck, and some awesome stuff here. So check out our Instagram. The link is in the description below. And for our book giveaway winners moving forward, I want you guys to message the Traders Profit Club Instagram. Let's see here. Christo says Shiba is the next millionaire maker, though. Huge gains in 24 hours. A lot of meme coins pumping right now, right after the NFTs. So send me a message on Instagram, Christos, at Traders Profit Club. The link is in the description below. And with that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Once again, I couldn't do this without you. And until next time, snipers out.